What's up? It's nice to see you again. It's 12:30. It's Sunday. I think it's the first Sunday of February. And I thought I will spend a few hours in the shop as there are things that need to be done. And I thought I will document some things and just show day to day, like vloggy style. Every time I go into the shop, the very first thing that I need to do is to tend to my beautiful Jotl stove. Scandinavian quality that keeps the shop nice and toasty. When I came in, it was 9 Celsius, and now it's actually 14. So it's getting warm quite quickly, which is super fun. Also, I have a fan next to the stove, so it helps with the air circulating around. And it takes around half an hour to light it up, burn it, and to start generating heat into the shop. So that's a thing that I need to do every day. That almost every time is behind the camera and you don't see it. It's backstage. And while I'm filming, I cannot use the fan to blow around the hot air, as my workshop is around 70 square meters. So it tends to be, the heat tends to be localized, and my grinders are in the other side of the workshop. So it pretty much sucks to grind without heat, but eventually it heats up. So yeah, I will take you around today and just show things that I will do without, I guess, too much effort. So let's go. The very first thing that I want to get done today, which is, I would say, a minor thing, but it needs to get done. This is a Tojiro DP whatever 120, I don't remember, 140 kitchen knife that we use regularly in our kitchen, and I really like it. I think for a knife maker it's very important to have a benchmark knife, especially in the kitchen, that you know is factory made and performs well. And I think the Tojiro is exceptionally well ground. It performs really good at most of the tasks that you need. And when you are making knives, you should just make sure that you make better than this if you want to take money. And well, at the first you need to make as good as these, and it's pretty nice to have this benchmark to measure up with. And yeah, so we use it daily in our kitchen. I really like it. I like the ergonomics of it, like the handle size, like the blade size is not too big, not too small, just the perfect knife. And today I sharpened it, added a sharpening, I sharpened it, inclusive angle is 20, each side is at 10. We'll see how it performs with this steeper angle. And there are some things that I don't really like it. The spine is very sharp, and the choil area is super sharp and very uncomfortable. So what I will do next is basically just round the spine and round the choil area. So for rounding out the spine, I'll use an old tricep belt, and I will use the biggest small wheel attachment that I have. If I wouldn't be so lazy and I would change out this controlling arm and use my big contact wheel, that would be much better. But as this is for my own kitchen, I think I will just use what I have, and we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I think I like the result. It gives you nice 45s. I made it a little bit rounder, but it's not as round. So I will do the final rounding by hand. And this area is way too small to get in with the small wheel. I will have to do it also by hand, so let's go and finish up with hands. Handwork! Yay! Yeah, so I have it in my vise, and the vise has these two inserts with leather inside, so I don't break it. And I shouldn't go into this because I die. I don't want to die. I have some strips of fine sandpaper, pre-split, prepared, and I will do this basically. Almost cut myself now. It is sanding super easy. You shouldn't apply too much pressure, let the abrasive do the work. And I won't go too much to the tip. That's what he said. Well, I'm really liking how this is turning out. Sadly, I cannot zoom in. Well, I had to go in handheld mode to show you, to zoom in. And there are some factory scratches right here. But I think this is rounding out really nicely, and it is very nice to the touch. So what I will do now is just flip it over and we'll do the finger choil. So I'm bringing you in for a closer look. Just let's try and do this way. Yeah, you shouldn't be scared in modifying your tools, and you shouldn't expect that everything that you buy is perfect for you, especially if it is factory made. So I think it's fine if you try and modify it yourself, like I'm doing right now. It's a little bit cold here, got the snot flowing. It's the part of the hustle. Work, not the hustle. I've kind of becoming allergic to the word hustle. It's becoming pretty neat. It's so easy to sand. And as you can see, you don't need super fancy equipment. Oh wow, it feels so much better. It feels more refined, you know? Yep, I love it. I love it. So it was a very quick fix for the small knife. And I think the daily comfort is really increased. Super easy. And I love how sharp it gets. For testing the sharpness, I use IKEA catalog as it's thinner than the usual printing paper, so it gives you more feedback about the edge. Just glides through it. Oh Jesus Christ, I'm loving it. Can't wait to use it, as today we will be making a stew for tomorrow, so this will see a lot of work, and yeah, it just feels great with the updates. So that's about it for the Tojiro update. And for today I want to have a few hours in, and what I need to do, I have an order from a distributor, a very nice distributor from Poland, who wants to get 3 copper blades. These are the knives that I make for hunting, camping, but basically food prep, because it has a huge belly and the bevel is pretty high and the angle is very steep. So it's a more of a cutter and definitely not a heavy worker for the camp. For camping knives, I have other knives. As in previous video, you have seen the Varna's knife, or the Crow, which is thicker behind the edge. The bevel is more robust. There is a little bit less cutting efficiency, but it is more universal in my mind. So what I want to do is to sandblast the flats, because I am really loving the look of the sandblasted gray flats and the shiny bevel. And the blasting media that I'm using currently, it's pretty bad. It's terrible. It's actually brown corundas, around 80 grit. And brown corundas, I think, has around 20% or maybe even less of aluminum oxide, the hard particles that make the sandblasting pretty nice and easy. But it's super cheap. It was the cheapest stuff that I could find just to get started, but it is 2 cores, because my small sandblasting cabinets have a manual pistols to shoot the blasting media. Sprayers, I don't know, maybe gun is not a good word to use on YouTube. And because of the coarse media, you have to have high pressure to accelerate it, and it is very taxing on the hand, on the grip, to hold it and have it blasted back, and it's just such a pain. So what I got is actually white corundas, that is 99% aluminum oxide, and in a smaller grit, smaller fraction. It's 120p, so it should be easier to shoot from the sprayer. It should be more efficient, as there are more hard particles of the aluminum oxide, and it should give a more even finish. So I hope this works out, because sandblasting is one of the parts that I hate the most, actually, but I love the finish that it gives. It's so uniform, it's so beautiful, but the process itself, especially like for one knife, it's okay. If you have 3 or more knives, it's such a pain, it's so tiring. So and what I need to do now is actually to clean out the old brown corundas from my sandblasting cabinet, which will take a while, because there is around 50 kilograms of it in there, and I need to go and scoop it out and throw it out and basically leave no particles of it in there, and then put in the new stuff. So I won't do a time lapse, I'll just skip right now to the finished product, and we'll see how it looks inside the glass cabinet when the white corundas is in there. Well, I'm all back. Took me around an hour, much faster this time, to clean out the sandblasting cabinet, but it's still a pain to do it. It's heavy, it's uncomfortable, but this is how a knife looked before. The bevel is not ground, remember, it's not finished, it's in the process. So it has this nice 240p finish. And I did try some sandblasting, and this is after the full process sandblasting. And oh, what I can say, it's just amazing. I really like it. It's very smooth, it's very nice. I love the touch of it. It's very I want to say creamy. And it's beautiful, uniform. There is still some cleanup left, but at the end result, it should look awesome. It should look amazing. So I got like 6 of these to do. 3 will be available on my website, or maybe 2, I don't know yet. And I have to, what I did, I rounded around the spines so they are nice and comfortable when we add the handle scales, because it will be shadow boxed. And what I will do now is just go in and finish up the grinding of these. Of course, there are some smaller tasks. I need to measure out my flat platen on the grinder because it's worn out, and I might order a full carbide one. We'll see how that goes, because grinding with a crooked platen, it's a big no-no. Then the grinds get all wobbly. But as of now, I need to go and finish this, and I also need to grind some varnish blades. I really dig the shape. These are pre-heat treat ground, and this is how they should look when they are finished. And this is the contrasting look that I'm talking about. It's just so good, so good. So smell ya later. So as you can see, I'm not grinding the knives. This is my used to be flat platen. It became a crooked platen, where I had huge dips and gouges in like 3 places where I mostly grind my knives. And yeah, then the plunge line, not the plunge lines, but the ground lines don't look as nice as they should. So I had to even this out, and I do it the poor man's way, where I put Sharpie all over. I put it on the both sides, and this is my disc grinder, and I just clean it up on this till I remove all of the Sharpie, and hopefully I get it even. Now there are some issues with this process, as when this is turning, the further you get away from the center, the faster the abrasive is turning. So more abrasive is removing from this side than from this side. So I try to do light pressure and constantly switch up the sides to make it as even wear as possible. And it mostly gets pretty darn easy straight, I mean, in this direction, but in this it's not as perfect, but it's as perfect as I can get without a surface grinder or surface grinder attachment. This is 120p finish. It's pretty even, pretty nice. I also round a little bit the sides, and of course the tops and the bottoms. And I will also do clean up the other side. So basically I get the double the life on this platen. When I just grind it, this wears down, I can flip it and have again fresh platen. But this is only a temporary solution, and as currently the surface grinding service is not available for me, I don't have the required equipment, I think I will order a carbide flat platen, as I know somebody who makes it, and if I get it I will share it, and that should resolve the issue for sure, for good. But currently this is the solution, and I highly recommend you all do the Sharpie thing. It's very nice, especially if you are finishing blade bevels and you want to jump a grit up. Use the thick Magnus Sharpie. I use, yeah, I think it's Magnum. It's Magnum. They are pretty big, and Oh wait, give me a second. And this is a regular Stanley Sharpie, so you can see. This is you, and this is the Sharpie she tells you not to worry about. So it's very nice for knife bevels, as if you want to go up a grid, let's say from 60 to 120, from 120 to 240, you just put on the Sharpie dries very quickly, and you can see if you have any scratches left. So repeat it twice and you know you have that grid. That is a very, very nice bonus tip for you. So I'll get back to this. Again, I'm filming this for the third time because it shut off. Somehow it shut off, but yeah. So basically what I did, it's 6 p.m. on a Sunday. I will go home, be with my fiance finally. I was grinding copper blades. I want to have that grind line in exact spot in the top, so it lines up nicely with this part. So we have a very nice, coherent, it looks like I have a unibrow, goddammit. Nice design, nice flow. So I hope tomorrow I can get cracking with that. I will come in much later at first in afternoon, I guess, after 12, because I have some stuff to do in the city. Oh no, I think I will come around 3 because I forgot to count in the journey and the shit that I need to do. So yeah, much shorter day, and I will have a call with my buddy about knife making stuff, business call. So that takes around an hour and around 4, so I will only have like a few hours, 2, 3, 4, 3 hours of work tomorrow. So I hope I can get these copper grinds dialed, because on the burner blade they are mamma mia, they look so good, and I need to fix those. I'm very happy about the aluminum oxide blasting. It works so great. I still need to play with the pressure to not consume maybe so much air, to be less taxing on the compressor. I will see, we'll see. And I guess I won't film anything tomorrow, or if I do, that will be like a few minutes video. So thank you for taking on the journey for this weekend, for this Sunday. I hope you have a great one, and I hope you are excited for the new knives, because just look at that. It all looks so good. I love it. I love it. See you later, alligators.